Good morning. That's Ebola. That's Rwanda. So, evidently there's a movement. I'm brand new to this arena, so I'm completely talking from inexperience here. But I will use my common sense, and I will talk about this. But there seems to be a movement to discredit non-experts, people who have opinions about things, but they are not experts, and I'm going to put experts in quotes, in that topic. Obviously, the most recent one is Dave Smith and Murray. What's his first name? I can't remember his first name. Donald? I don't know. Anyway, the debate they had, Mr. Murray kept returning to the points that experts have these opinions. At the same time, he was pushing this book that he just wrote to sell. And now there's a new video from Dave Smith talking about another individual that he debated who's complaining that Dave Smith is not a expert. Dave Smith's a comedian with a podcast. Now, for years now, I've been saying that these people from Hollywood, the people that make movies, celebrities, coming out and talking about politics really just means a few things. Number one, they've got way too much time on their hands. Number two, we're invested way too much of our opinions in what celebrities think. And number three, who cares? You're an actor. You act. I would no more take political advice or medical advice from a celebrity or phone company advice from a celebrity than I would my plumber. Actually, probably would take advice from my plumber more than I would the celebrity, because I can talk to my plumber. We can have a discussion. And I doubt my plumber's all that popular. Anyway, this movement to stop the people who have things like this, these videos, to keep them from having so much sway over the public is, well, number one, it's doomed to failure. This is you'll never get this toothpaste back in the tube. The idea that we have, for lack of a better word, civilians and not journalists out there giving their opinion and stating facts a lot of times, that's not going anywhere. This setup I have right in front of me, I already have the cell phone, so I'm not going to take that expense into account. It cost a couple $100 to have this set up in front of me. That's dirt cheap. And more people are going to do it. If you're an expert and you enter a debate and all you do is complain, not even if that's not all you do, if you bring up the idea that the person you are debating is not an expert, you are deteriorating your expert credentials, because you took the debate. You said, in Murray's case, he said, okay, I will debate Dave Smith. And then he went on there and complained that Dave Smith wasn't an expert. Why did you take the debate? Look, the free speech, the answer for bad free speech, for bad information, is better information. The idea that a person should not have an opinion because they're not an expert, that's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, selling a book is really the idea of you saying, here's my opinion, let's see if you agree with it, i.e., form your own opinion. So, yeah, social media, the vlogs, podcasts that are so easy to set up and do now, they're not going anywhere. I started this because nobody wanted to hear me in the morning in my house. And I don't blame them. They're not morning people. She's not a morning person. So here I am. I think this is episode 94 on a Thursday. This is the future. Unless we have an EMP go off or something that totally disrupts civilization as we know it, put out better information, have a better argument, impress us with your expertise. I know some people that went to college. They're experts now. They are totally inept in their field. They're horrible. They do not know what they're talking about. They went to school. They got a degree. Hell, that's all they got. They didn't get the information or the ability to bring their expertise into fruition. There's nothing there. It's an empty vessel. Just because you're an expert in something doesn't mean you're more knowledgeable. This is the group of people who are trying to say only talk about something if you're an expert is probably the same group of people that said we're in the information age. Everybody can learn now. Everybody can find out what they need to know. Well, we're finding out. They're finding out. And what they're finding out, they don't like. So they're forming opinions that may indeed go against your expertise. So if you want to change their opinion, if you want to make them more enlightened to your point of view, have a better argument. To come out and be condescending and say, you're not an expert, you don't know what you're talking about, so your opinion should be discounted. Well, you've addressed them and you were a condescending twit. So now your reputation is tarnished. That's how it's going to keep working. I keep coming back to this Murray-Smith debate because I probably agreed more with Murray than Smith. Didn't agree with him 100%. I didn't disagree with Smith 100%. But Murray's arguments were so god-awful and so not on target that I had to admit that Smith won the debate. And by winning the debate, he probably garnered more support for his side. Don't restrict speech because you don't like it. Have a better speech. Have a better argument. Have better information. And there's another thing that I can't stand. It's not my job to explain to you blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're on social media, if you're putting out a podcast, if you're being interviewed, if you are making a statement to anybody, and part of that statement is, it's not my job to educate you, you lose. What you're saying is, I'm not taking the time to explain this. You're not, okay, you've explained it 8 times. I get it. Nobody wants to repeat themselves 8 times. Have a link. Say, here, this is me explaining it the first time. Just go watch, read, listen, whatever. But to come out and say, I'm not here to educate. Yeah, you are. You are here to educate people. If you're trying to sway people's opinion toward your side of any argument or topic, that's literally what you're doing. You're there to educate them. There's a few things that really burn my butt. That's one of them. It's not my job to educate you. It's not my job to teach you. I'm going to say this and you can either accept it or not. We're not going to have a conversation about this. Okay, well then don't say it. Another thing that really irks me is the statement, I don't care. Think about what that means. I don't care. Man. I mean, unless you follow that with about, because I don't care about the color purple crayon. I can't say that word. Crayon. Color stick. I don't care about it. It's not that I really have an opinion about it. I just don't care about the color yellow crayon. It's too early in the morning and only a third of a cup of coffee to be saying words like crayon. Crayon. Huh? If you come out and you say some ridiculous fact that you believe thoroughly in, be ready to back it up. If someone says, well, that's not how I see things. If I were to look at you right now and say, I identify as a woman, you know, by what definition? Are we going to change the definition? Obviously, I have no argument for that. I'm married to a woman. I'm in a heterosexual relationship. I don't dress as a woman. I don't have the face of a woman. I'm not even attempting to be a woman. I can't just come out and say something without facts to back it up. I'm a guy. I'm a dude. Sometimes I'm not a very masculine dude. I'm an overweight dude. I'm a dude with some good coffee. Better speech. Bad speech is defeated by better speech, not quashing your opponent. And if it's not your job to teach someone something, then shut up. Don't even say anything. This is not a dictatorship of ideas. This is not a tyranny of thoughts. You're an expert. That is something you have to prove over and over and over again. If you're a brain surgeon and one day you go to surgery and you cut a guy's head off, you're no longer an expert. To be a brain surgeon, you have to be a brain surgeon. If you retire, you are a retired brain surgeon. You are formally a brain surgeon. I don't know why this is so hard for people to grasp. It's not my job to educate you. Nope, it's not, so shut up. However, if you'd like to have a conversation, anybody that's out here having this discussion about anything is willing to have a conversation. And if they're not, well, they are participating in the tyranny of ideas. Shut up. Except I don't mean it. Just be aware. If you're speaking and you're speaking to say, this is the way it is, and it shall be no other way. No. You will immediately get pushback, even from people that agree with your idea. No. That's also how science works. Facts are facts until they're not. This is really simple. You want to have a conversation? Let's have a conversation. You want to state your point of view and no other point of view can be allowed, get out of my face. Get out of everybody's face that wants to have a conversation. That's not a conversation. That's a speech. There are places for speeches. There are places to convey ideas from one side. They're usually followed up by a question-answer session so that the people listening to the speech can get clarification on points they don't understand. This is not, who is it that we watched a little bit of yesterday? Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson has very strong ideas. He has very, very firm beliefs in his ideas. But he's willing to talk. He's willing to converse. There's a famous scene with him being interviewed by a reporter, and the reporter tells him that he is being mean and argumentative, and that he shouldn't do that. And then, of course, Jordan Peterson says, "Yes, that's how you converse, and that's how you talk. As a matter of fact, you've been kind of mean and aggressive with me." And the reporter was at a loss. This is a very famous clip. And the reporter was at just completely stunned, because she realized exactly what he was saying was true. I don't have a problem with aggressive people. I have a problem with people who say, your point of view means nothing. You must accept my point of view because I am an expert. No, prove it. Prove that you're an expert. Because a fact is a fact. And if you bring forth the facts and explain, this is what this is, this is what this is, this is what this is, and I say, that's not what this is, that's not what this is, that's not what this is, and I'm wrong, I look like a fool. And that's how we are supposed to converse. That's how we are supposed to debate. I didn't know I felt that strongly about this, but evidently I do. I also feel strongly about a great cup of coffee. Elitism rears its head in a very ugly way. There will always be elite athletes, elite scholars, elite teachers, elite truck drivers. I'm not one. Elite doctors, elite lawyers. I don't like lawyers. This is without a doubt, but elitism, that's different. That's something that we should not be a party to. Earn your elite station in life. Become the Michael Jordan of basketball. Become the best brain surgeon in the world. Become, I'm old, Carl Lewis of running. Become Muhammad Ali of boxing. You don't get to just have it. And all these people, all the ones that I've listed, they have to prove that they are the elite of their field. Every time they step up to the podium, to the operating table, into the ring, whatever, they have to prove it. And when they can't prove it anymore, they are no longer the elite. And when you say, not my job to teach you, not my job to be elite, you're no longer elite. This went far afield from where I thought I was going this morning. Well, I guess I should get busy. It's 6 o'clock. I've been up since about 4:30. Reading, news. I did a review this morning for this Prime Vine. I've got a box of stuff I still have to do a review for. And I'm looking forward to the day. It's Thursday. We're getting close to the weekend. It's been kind of a topsy-turvy week again. I had to pay a bill that I don't think was justifiably mine, but I paid it. way too much. I learned a very valuable lesson, a very expensive lesson. And I will carry on. And every day I go out there, I will prove I'm not very elite at much. But I do love some good elite coffee. And this Rwanda is outstanding. If you haven't had a chance to try it, try it. I don't have a sponsor. I just love this coffee. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. And until next time, I'll see you then.